Hello! We just won the most environmentally friendly webshop in Finland award. Beforehand we promised that if we win this award, we'll tell everybody that we're not environmentally fucking friendly. So, here goes. We are not environmentally fucking friendly. So why is that? Is it because environment is not important? No, it's because environment is super important and we're not going to put up with pretentious bullshit. We're not environmentally friendly, you are not environmentally friendly, and every company in the competition was not environmentally friendly. It's just different levels of unfriendliness or unsustainability, because sustainability is also similar bullshit word that doesn't mean anything, or actually it means the exact opposite. Yeah, we're making a lot of noise about this because we're on the brink of an apocalypse. Not Varusteleka specifically, but the whole world. And this is because of global warming. If we don't stop global warming, we're going to drown all the coastal cities, and we're going to get billions of refugees. And this is billions. People were fretting about a couple of million refugees in Europe, but we're going to get billions of refugees. And not only from outside of Europe to Europe, but the southern Europe is going to come up here north, and that's not going to happen, or that's not a good thing, because, I don't want to live among Frenchmen. Okay, there's nothing wrong with Frenchmen, but if we drown their cities and they come here as refugees, that's not good. Yeah, and the trouble with our unsustainability and everybody else's who is selling textiles online is threefold. We produce greenhouse gases, we produce other pollutants, and we because of us the amount of natural habitats is diminishing. Greenhouse gases come from Varusteleka's offices, storefront and warehouse, of course, and the factories that are producing the stuff for us. But this is not a big problem. It's a problem, but it's not the biggest problem, because we already have the technology to make these emissions small. There is no emissions-free energy, but some energy-producing methods are produce very small amounts of emissions. The trouble is logistics, because to get things from the materials factory to the sewing factory, and then that to our warehouse, and then that to you, our dear customer, that requires logistics, which in our case basically means ships, lorries or trucks, and airplanes. And all these burn oil to move. And this is a problem, because burning oil, no matter what oil, burning oil makes carbon dioxide emissions to the atmosphere, and those are there for hundreds of years. And there currently are absolutely zero companies available to us who would move our stuff without producing carbon dioxide emissions. So that's a problem. Other pollutants are the water and the chemical waste used in the factories and the material factories that we buy stuff from. And basically clothing industry makes a lot of immediate pollutants near the factories, and that's a big problem. And then there is the problem of natural habitats, because especially natural fibers like cotton and wool, they require fields to grow. Either we grow the cotton or we grow grass and then sheep eat it and so on. Anyways, it needs space. And this space basically is away from natural habitats, and that is why we have such a terrible extinction rate right now. Species are dying because of human actions, and well, those species are not coming back the same rate they are dying. So yeah, what are we going to do about these things? Well, first of all, we make noise, like this video here, we make noise. The whole point of this video is to wake people up and make other people to admit that we have a problem. Well, after that, the biggest thing we can do is calculate our emissions and then compensate them. This is problematic because it would be better not to emit at all than to compensate them. And it's also problematic because it's very hard to calculate our emissions. When we started doing that, it almost seems like we're the first ones doing it. So it's really hard. And then we have to select a compensating partner that actually compensates. That's also not so simple. Yeah, then, well, regarding logistics, what we can do is not move stuff around so much. And the good job we have done is about returns. Most of our customers get free returns, but still our return rate is about 5%, which is very, very, very low, especially considering that we are a textile company. And then secondly, we should just, well, move things less and use bigger containers, bigger moving units. So basically we have already uttered aloud the words of logistics center in North America. It's not going to happen soon, but at least we say it out loud. And also, if we could move production away from Asia, not all of our stuff is produced in Asia, not even half. But even if the rest could be moved to Europe, then the stuff wouldn't need to go to travel so much. Yeah. And then regarding other pollutants, well, we are still a bit small company, so we don't have much leverage about this. But this is a thing we look into when we select new factories or negotiate with our existing factories. It would be good that they don't destroy their immediate environment around them. And natural habitats, well, that's that's a big problem, because what are you going to do? Not use cotton, not use wool? We try to use recycled materials as much as possible, but not much is available. So that's a problem. And well, basically the only thing we can do is when we produce something about something out of virgin materials, then we try to make the product so that it lasts for years and years to come, and preferably to many people, not just the first one who buys it. And the other thing is that we buy stuff back from our customers, especially Finnish customers and European customers. So yeah, we have the Kierto system where we buy products that we sold to people, we buy them back and then resell them at half the price. But the problem with that is that people don't return much stuff to us, so most of the things we sell is new. 16% of what we sell is military surplus. We aim for 20%, but the problem is that availability of military surplus is very low in these times, which I guess is good. But yeah, we sell more military surplus than ever before, but we are also bigger than ever before, and so the amount of new stuff we sell is obviously much more. Yeah, there we have it. In essence, the problem is that humanity has no experience about being sustainable, and currently humanity is very big, it's getting even bigger, and we found fossil fuels which we didn't use a couple centuries ago, and that's a big problem. So yeah, basically the message goes out not so much to customers. Yeah, it goes out to you too, but most of all it goes to other companies, because if you say that you're environmentally friendly, that's just sticking your head in the sand and not doing anything with not doing enough, at least. And if you say that it's the customer's problem, well, if you sell things that are made in very unsustainable way, then someone is going to buy them. But if you don't sell those things, then no one can buy them. So I think as an entrepreneur, other entrepreneurs should really get up and do something about this. And the first step is to admit that we have a problem and then we can think of ways to solve the problem. But yeah, that was that rant. Thanks for listening. We'll be releasing our emissions report soon, so if you're interested, then stay tuned. Jawohl, katkaise!